Hi folks, first of all, really well done for all the great effort shown over the last few weeks. Not only with the assignments, but it's also been good to see so many of you submitting your working for the problems and seeing your working being presented so well. If you haven't managed to complete the tasks from the last 2 weeks, you can still submit this work. Better late than never. This week we will be learning about acceleration and graphs of motion. From the success criteria, we should be able to describe the motion of an object from a graph. We should be able to state the equation to calculate acceleration. And we should be able to state the units for acceleration. We will now be using data from a speed-time graph to determine acceleration. What we mean by this is that we will be taking numbers for speed and time from a speed-time graph and then substituting them into the equation for acceleration. This will allow us to determine values for positive acceleration, where an object increases its speed and you end up with a positive final answer. And it will also allow us to determine values for negative acceleration, where an object decreases its speed and you end up with a negative final answer. You will find this week's checklist in the Files tab. The first task is to read the information on these 2 pages of BBC Bitesize. Click on the links here and here, and you will first of all be taken to this page on speed and acceleration. It will give you a recap on what we've learned so far about these quantities and about speed-time graphs. The second link will take you to this page that gives you a worked example showing you what we've learned about describing motion from a speed-time graph and also how we determine acceleration using a speed-time graph. When you've read the information on both of these pages, the next task is to open the file, which you will find on Teams by going to the Files tab, tapping on number 2, Dynamics in Space, then tapping on number 4, Acceleration and Graphs of Motion, and then you're looking for the file that's called Acceleration and Graphs of Motion. You're going to read the first page, which is a recap of last week's work, so that we know how to describe the motion from a speed-time graph. Then you will look at the examples on pages 2 and 3, which I'm going to talk you through on the next video. When you've looked at the examples, you'll then be able to do the problems on pages 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The video that talks you through the problems will be on the Teams page and can also be found by clicking the link here. There are more problems to complete than last week, so the final task for this week will be the assignment quiz. This will be available later in the week so that everyone has time to try the tasks above first. You must try the problems first, otherwise the assignment questions won't make sense. Please ask for help with the problems and the assignment by posting your questions on Teams and also by joining the live drop-in session. The date and time for this week's live drop-in session will be posted on Teams. Please watch the second video for this week now, which will explain how to do the problems.